It's important we bring him home.
It's a sham. Every single file has gone straight to Mr. Stoltz. Don't trust anyone down there. Oh, shit!
You seem perturbed, my friend. Has your work with Chief Oberlin been that taxing? How crude. Come now, my friend. What is this all about? Of course his men work for me. You all work for me, my friend. Allow me to explain. James T. Oberlin is a workhorse. Powerful, focused, efficient. But someone like him needs order. Blinders and a carrot, if you will. With too much freedom of thought, people like him are lost. James came to me as a part of a package. I bought a box of cereal, and he was the delightful toy at the bottom. Now he was a highly decorated, highly skilled prize, but still a part of a larger whole. The best thing for someone like him is a simple purpose. He plays this role because he needs to believe it's true. A smarter man would see through this facade immediately. But not Oberlin. Oh no. A crueler thing would be shattering the only thing that's kept the man sane for the past 2 decades. I do this for him, you know.
Any of them good for eating?
I would strongly advise against that course of action. I must warn you, disrupting such a delicate balance as the human psyche is a dangerous thing. You don't know what will push someone over the edge. But I will not stand in your way. Just choose your words carefully.
Supplies are starting to
I
dwindle
could use
a
some
little.
help over here.
Even with the stockpile from
It's
the
a
supply
shame we
runs.
don't have the workforce
You
to
know,
spruce this
before
place
the
up.
storms.
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
What are you planning, Stoltz? You're back. And without Daniel. What was the situation? You're serious? And you have proof? Are you sure? Look at me. Are you sure? After all this time, it takes someone from outside this vault to finally tell me the goddamn truth. Thank you, my friend. This... ugh, it's very upsetting. I'm glad I have you to rely on. I'm gonna kill that. No. Not yet. Not now. I can't give him the opportunity to turn this around on me.
Science,
Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
and use.
I need time to make sense of this.
I miss how
It's
it was
best that Hugo remain unaware that I've been shown the truth. Not until I'm ready to act. I will allow him to think he retains control. You've earned a reward for your effort and honesty. I will let you know if and when I decide to act on this revelation. For now, I wait. Be careful with who you place your trust in down here. It's a viper's den. Dismissed. It's good to have someone reliable to count on again. Maybe now we can start fixing things around here.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression. There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened. I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely fresh air. You reckon that storm's gonna get someone? What's up? Hey there.
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get a breath of barely
Did you
fresh
want anything? Oh, this is the good bit. What sparks your interest? Interesting? It's far more than that. It is powerful. A privilege to carry this name. It means pride. And pride we have. I wouldn't say I'm quite lost. I'm still of sound mind. A new condition has granted me a way to see, though, which has been a big change. But certainly one I've welcomed. The world I live in now has made me stronger. I venture to guess the lost above have also grown in power, but simply lack direction. Well, business, of course. My position on the Vault-Tec board required a permanent move as things escalated. I'd frequented this country many times, of course. This is how I met my Cassie. Perhaps the best summary of what brought me here is simply her. Family business. This business goes a long way back. It was absolutely out of question to ever do anything but this. Mein Vater was a very intelligent man. He taught me everything I needed to take over, and I'd like to believe that I haven't let him down.
animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
Of course. Of course. I am the overseer here, after all. What would you like to know? To shelter humanity for a new tomorrow. What other purpose could it possibly serve? I would advise you not to speculate any further.
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
What is it they say? It's all about who you know? In my case, that would be everyone of importance in assuring such a thing came to be. My position and connections are both expansive and unique. Such a thing comes with many privileges. Is it such a surprise? In case you hadn't noticed yet, we used to move in high places and were very influential people. Getting on the board was inevitable. Creating a seat as an overseer, well, it was much more challenging. I had a way with money, but Cassidy, she had a way with people. Oh, I wish you could have seen her. They danced for her like a puppet on a string. Of course, the smell of money will always be the best conversation starter, but it takes true talent to earn true, unending trust. She was a marvel. Oh, Fatale, I got carried away there. Another topic, please.
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry about, though.
Go on, then.
You should have arrived a few years
Great
back.
vision can often be at odds with time, I'm afraid. It's hard to say how things would have been different if we'd finished when the bombs fell. To see my dreams come to fruition. Oh, but to dwell over what-ifs will bring you nowhere. So we shall move forward with what we have. All a part of my grand plan. I wanted a vault that wasn't just about preserving the past, but continuing to build a new future. Climate control, increased life expectancy, and the deadliest weapons to ward off would-be survivors of the apocalypse. This fell through once we were afflicted with this ghoul phenomenon, with radiation and illness no longer seeming to be a concerning factor. Then much of our research became focused on improving our new standards of life and preservation against the feral affliction. But I'm tired of retracing the past. Our priorities have continued to evolve along with the dangers of the world above.
To change things up around here. We got a system and it works, damn it.
Of course. Auf Wiedersehen.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. Ah, screw it. I miss how it was before. Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system and it works, damn it!
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing. I'm not sure there's enough of us left to do that.
We should clean up some of those old rooms and start making use of them again.
Cool. Smooth skin. Rad roaches.
I'm surprised there are
I
still
wonder
people
what other
out.
new terminology people are using out there.
We should probably start planning Alfie's funeral.
discoveries, and news. Screw it. I miss how
We
it was
should
before.
clean up some of those old rooms and start making use of them again.
I mean, there were other vaults than ours. Are you really that surprised?
Now that the generator is fixed, I can hear myself think
I'm
again.
surprised there's still people out there.
We should probably start planning Alfie's funeral.
The new animals up there. Any of them good for eating?
I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. I'm not sure there's enough of us left to do that. I miss how it was before.
We should clean up some of those old rooms and start making use of them again.
I mean, there were other vaults than ours. Are you really that surprised?
I'm not sure there's enough of us left to do that.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries,
It's
and
safer
news.
down in the lower levels again.
Ah,
The
screw it.
infestation is taken
I miss
care
how
of.
it was before.
Cool, smooth skin, rad roaches. I wonder what other new terminology people are using out there.
We should clean up some of those old rooms and start making use of them again.
I'm really gonna miss Alfie.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was
We
something.
felt the whole vault shaking a while back.
Before the
Security said it was nothing to worry about, though. Cool, smooth skin, rad roaches. I wonder what other new terminology people are
surprised there's still people out there.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
There were other vaults than ours. Are you really that surprised?
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
I'm really gonna miss Alfie.
Now that the generator is fixed, I can hear myself think again. Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
We felt the whole vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to
You
worry
reckon
about,
that
though.
storm is gonna get worse or better? I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. Screw it. I miss how it was before.
What the hell are you doing in here? Get your filthy hands off her! What's that? Oh. I understand. I apologize. Truly. I'm just very protective of her, you know? She is my other half, and life is just not complete without her. Of course she has the key herself. I should have known. Nothing. She's perfect. Always has been. Always will be. The same incident that has put me into my condition. Well, it made her quiet. Tired. She'll be right in no time. All the more reason for you to get a move on with those weather machine blueprints. No? I don't think it's anyone's business to see my wife whenever they wish. I'm sure you wouldn't like that either if you were in her position. Just exposed for anyone to see like some animal in a zoo? No, not my Cassie. She deserves peace and quiet to recover. Is that what I've said? I suppose I revealed too much with too little context. Forgive me. Now isn't the time to discuss such things, not before you have a better grasp of what we are contending against here. Apologies for the confusion. I often forget just how unusual my situation has become. I was born blind, and lived that way even after becoming a ghoul, as you put it. However, as I've mentioned, an accident at this facility altered me, not unlike the lost that wander the surface. I see the world in pulses, wavelengths, a universe of violent synaptic connections, carving out and outlining every object and person. Navigation is trivial for me now. I was able to spot you in these sacred grounds even from my office. To the lost. I imagine this vision is a curse, a terrifying cataractous cloud that distorts their world. To me, it is a new life. Needless to say, I don't find myself bumping into things while getting around the vault anymore. Yes. Very well. If you would excuse me, I would like a moment with my wife. Come find me when you have the blueprints. Yes.
To spruce this place up a little.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news. Screw it. I miss how it was before. Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
You felt the whole vault shaking a while back.
I could use some help over here.
He said it was nothing to worry about.
I believe you have something for me. It is a step, yes. You'll be provided more information shortly. Do be patient. Remember, this is all new to you, but years in the making for us. Did I ask you to snoop around in our personal affairs? That was and is none of your business. Forget the petty gossip and focus on the task at hand. Am I making myself clear to you? Now, the blueprints. Have you found them yet? Well, they're no good to me. I can't read them. Go deliver them to my daughter, Audrey. She's the one who's leading the effort to repair the weather machine. Oh, and before I forget, our conversation earlier, in Cassie's room. Water under the bridge, yes? I do hope we can keep that just between us. I'd hate for rumors to flutter about. The best. She is the most beautiful person. She keeps me balanced. We were never apart, and we collected the most wonderful memories together. Excuse me. This makes me rather emotional. Oh, and before you go off to Audrey, I would like you to indulge me in another thought exercise I've been meditating on. If you were to repair a ship by replacing it plank by plank, piece by piece, so much so that no single piece of wood from the original vessel remained, would you have a new ship? Or would it still be the original, only improved? Spoken with confidence. Personifying the boat like a true sailor. For this exercise, I propose we conclude the opposite. Just humor me a moment. Let's say for this example that we can agree that eventually it is a new ship. Because I think the more interesting question is, at what point does it become so? After half of the planks? After the final part is replaced? Perhaps the rudder? Or mast? If we were to change piece by piece, at what point do we become something entirely new? Up. One moment. Let's perhaps hold on an answer. I'd rather that linger with you a bit. And you have important business to attend to. Now, off with you to see Audrey. She's buried in her books in the meteorology sector. I hope you have some good hiking boots. It's quite the trek. Safe travels. Yes.
Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the storms.
struck by an idea. Gotta write it down. Oh, there is still a blank space on the wall. That'll do. You there! I don't know you. Why are you in my lab? Who told you? Never mind. Yes, I am indeed Audrey Stoltz. And you are a sore thumb sticking out in my lab. Great. Introductions are out of the way. You know, there's enough chaos around here as it is. With the machine being broken, the clutter everywhere, and the electrified lunatics roaming about. So, unless there's something you're here for, would you kindly get the hell out of my lab? Oh, is it? Really? It looks perfectly fine to me. Clearly something went wrong here, don't you think? An astounding observation. Just groundbreaking. Sorry. I'm a bit on edge. I'm still trying to figure out how to repair the weather machine. But the documentation is missing, and as much as my father wishes I could magically be as brilliant as my mother, I just... Anyway, I'm sorry about the outburst. Did you need something? What's this? Oh, the blueprints! Fantastic! Did my father send you? Are we hiring outside help for the mailroom now? Never mind that. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that I finally have these. Well, the name says it all. It used to be a machine that did the weather. You know, monitoring it, controlling it, just the usual stuff. I think we picked it up as a way to sweeten the pot when my father was getting the board to approve this vault. A bit of nepotism later, and here I am. My father refused to listen when I told him my talents are wasted on this machine, but in the end, the research fell off after the bombs fell. Later, we found a very important reason to look into it again, of course. Which I'm not really comfortable sharing more on. Sorry, we did just meet after all. To summarize, this machine is important. My father wants it fixed, and I'd very much like Father to stop pestering me about it. Sure is. Biologically, anyway. Can't say he's ever acted much like a father. Nowadays, he's more my boss than my dad. A boss that keeps interfering with my professional and personal life. Anyway, you were saying? Yes, very excellent parcel delivery. Off with you then. Actually, wait a moment. A helpful minion could be quite useful. Could you give me 2 seconds to read this? Here's a little reward for you. Count your bottle caps while I go over these blueprints. Come back when you're ready for more work. Perfect. The blueprints specify the exact part we're looking for. Well, I could use someone with outdoor experience for starters. Based on your skin condition, I'm guessing you're not from around here. That means you walked here. You're perfect for the job. Believe it or not, the Shenandoah Visitor Center has a device for monitoring the weather. While vastly inferior in complexity, it contains parts that you won't find out of any old toaster left to rot. It won't be a perfect fit, but even if the part is remotely close to the one that broke, I should be able to do some modifications to make it work. I'll analyze these blueprints more and do some research ahead of time, just in case. That just leaves you with the task of actually fetching it. If you don't mind, that is. Maybe. There's a lot more to it than just that. You're years behind us on this, so let's just ease you into it for now. To set your mind at ease, we're working toward not just fixing the weather, but possibly even the lost themselves. You'll see. Just bear with us for a bit. We could really use your help on this. More than read. Study. I'll need some time to understand how the entire machine operates if I'm gonna modify it to make the part work. Unless you think they're ordered out of a catalog weather monitoring system uses the same exact parts as our top secret state-of-the-art tech. Sorry. I understand you're putting yourself at risk here. Believe me, this is important. That kind of thing is not uncommon for a national park this size. They had lots of tourists coming and going. Inclement weather would mean closing down some trails, or the park altogether. Anyway, that's the past. Doubt the park rangers have much use for it now, right? So, will you grab it for me? Thank you. The visitor center is just north of the manor, on the cliff. It's probably completely abandoned. The building isn't too big, so you should be able to find it easy enough. Once you have the part, come back here, okay?
Oh, who are you? Don't hurt me, please. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, that's a relief. Well, it's not here. It's back in my bunker. There's a bit of a problem, though. The door to my bunker got jammed from the inside, and I got locked out. I just went out to get some essentials. I rarely leave the bunker. Of course, I had to lock myself out when I do. Anyway, good news is, there's a second entrance in the basement of this building. Bad news is there's a bunch of weirdos in there now. I don't know who they are, or what they want. I've never seen them before. But they did not seem the friendly kind, huh? I just came in here minding my own business when I heard some creepy chanting and talks about some Alex sending them here for a sacrifice. I panicked, and I locked them in. I don't think they noticed, but I bet they'll be real mad once they do. The kind of sacrifice you and me would make for. Human. They looked heavily armed. I didn't dare get any closer to find out more. You've got yourself a deal. Come and let me know when they're all, dead. Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
His enemies cannot hide. His foes cannot escape. All will face the Mothman's judgment.
Escape his sight.
Mothman, hear my prayer. Keep us safe from the dangers of beasts and men.
I know. Maybe I should just keep praying. To the divine light. What hope do you have against a divine battle?
Your death will be my offering! Mothman! I turn you eternity!
I, stopped hearing screams. So I came through, you know, to check on you, yeah? And I wasn't sneaking off. Never seen them before. Whilst they were locked up in there, I could overhear some of their conversations and chanting, though. They kept bringing up a moth an awful lot. Well, the radiation must have been too much for them. They also kept on and on about some big ritual and how some Alex had sent them here to help. Either way, I'm glad they're gone. And I hope this Alex person won't send any more this way. Oh, maybe we should have kept one of them alive, you know, to pass on the message. Well, hindsight's 20/20, they say. Well, it's been my home ever since the bombs dropped. And I am really not in the mood for finding a new home. If I knew where they were. I'm the last one around here as far as I know. But, to be honest, I prefer my own company anyways. A deal's a deal. Follow me. I'll show you to my bunker. The machine is in there. machine you're after is just over there. I mean, it's pretty hard to miss. Thanks for, helping me out getting back here. Ah! Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh, you again. You made me jump. Not at first, I didn't. Just a few of my fellow rangers. When the bombs dropped, we made our way to the bunker. None of them stayed very long, though. Well, a few went out scavenging. Never to be seen again. Others left to search for their families. Now, I'm not sure if they died or found someone, but oh, I sure wasn't gonna risk my life for them. As little as possible. Yeah, I only leave when I need a few essential resources, and I don't see why I should leave more often than that. I got everything I need in here. Sure. I mean, have you seen those weirdos? So, yeah, excuse me for being a little shaken up.
you find the part we're looking for? How is that any of your... Be nice, Audrey. I am sorry. Sometimes my emotions get the better of me, and there has been a lot going on. I think I figured out how I can make it work. Just needed to make a few modifications on our machine so I can connect it to the part. Nothing too complex. It's mainly just the type of unique connectors that our machine uses, so I just had to standardize them to hook a regular part up. All we need now is that part. Have you got it? What a relief. I must admit I was a little unsure there would be any machine left to rescue parts from. I hope I didn't get you into too much danger to retrieve it. I knew you would be a good fit for the task. But that aside, I never heard of any cult in these parts. Then again, I never heard much about any cult in general. My father kept me fairly sheltered. Quite literally. I wonder what they were doing there. Alex? No, she couldn't be. Sorry, I knew someone named Alex. I never found out what happened to them when the bombs dropped, but it must be someone else. Would you mind getting the part in place? It should be pretty simple after my modifications. All the connectors are standardized now to fit a regular part. I do it myself, but I just need a minute to gather my thoughts. I mean equipment. I'll be right there. Make it quick. I gotta get back to my work. I suppose. Anything in particular? My parents were never very present or available, so I'm used to not having them around all the time. But between my father and my mother, I do wish it would have been him in a coma. At least my mother had some heart left, after my father was done corrupting her. It's always the good ones that we lose, isn't it? No, she's a sweetheart. Maybe a little too sweet for me. We had very different upbringings. I do envy her sometimes. Her parents actually cared. Sometimes it's hard to believe we're actually all related. For sure. I don't have a lot of time, but I can always find some to talk about my research. Where do we start? Well, the research we did prior to the bombs dropping is classified. And to be honest, who cares anymore? My current research is focused on the weather machine and its relationship to the Lost. That said, I'm not gonna go into that either, because we'd be here all day, and to be honest, I'm not sure that's something I want to freely discuss. Fine, the quick version then. A few years after the bombs, our residents were fighting against going feral, a complete loss of their minds. All of our research facilities pointed their efforts towards solving that. The weather machine included. By complete accident, we discovered that close proximity to the machine had a sort of reversing effect on the symptoms of feralization. Things didn't shake out as planned, though. I'm sorry. Really, this is all I'm willing to share on this. I mean it. Not like I had another choice. You've met my father. He doesn't really take no for an answer. Not quite. I've always been interested in nature and science. I'd spent hours watching the stars as a kid. No, what I actually wanted was to pursue astronomy. But my father needed a specialist and insisted it be a family endeavor. I was put in charge, but my team did all of the heavy lifting. I think they saw my heart wasn't in it, that I was mainly a family figurehead. I guess my research still has me looking up at the sky. That's almost astronomy, right? For sure. Got my equipment together. Let me see how you did in placing the part. Passable. You forgot to hook up a few of the connectors, but a solid attempt for a first-timer at weather machine repair. All that's left now is to get a scan of my mother's eyes. She is the only one in this vault authorized to override security checks when we reboot it.
Audrey! Audrey! I thought I heard your voice in here. Oh, and our new friend is with you. Good, we might need you. We have an emergency. Your mother. She's gone.
What do you mean, gone? I thought she was in stable condition.
No, not gone like that. She's not in her room. Someone has taken her. They've left a note. Oberlin read it out to me. Some gibberish about a Mothman. Alex? The cult? Oh, that could be... I took care of her.
What did you just say?
Nothing, my dear. I misspoke.
No. You definitely said I took care of her. Want to elaborate on how you took care of her father?
Okay, look. I didn't intend for you to find out, but... she was a risk to your future and that of our family business. I had to ensure you would stay here with us. I only did what I had to do.
Why am I not surprised? I had a feeling you were behind her disappearance. How was your own daughter's happiness ever a risk? Every single bit of my life has always been dictated by you, and I have been miserable for all of it.
Now, that's not true. You've always loved all this tinkering and such. All I did was make sure you were safe and would focus on what's important. The family business. And look around. Look how well it has worked out. This machine you've helped build and maintain. It's a true masterpiece.
Are you delusional? Look at us! Look at those mad lost running around! Mom is in a coma, for God's sake! How has any of that worked out well? I cannot reason with the unreasonable. I need some air to process this.
She'll come to her senses. There's always a flair for the dramatic. Takes after her father, I suppose. We have more important business to discuss anyway. We need my wife back. Pronto. And you've more than proven yourself capable of that task. So please, I could use your assistance. Now that stupid letter is what got us all into the situation in the first place. I should be telling you off for putting your nose in what's none of your business, but I think we have long passed that point. Cassidy and I were shocked to read the note. Such vulgar language. To think she is well read is beyond me. But enough of that. Back to your assignment. We don't have time to get into this. She was a bad influence on my daughter, a threat to the family business. I had to protect the business, and most importantly, Audrey, from her communist ideas. Now can we focus on the real issue at hand, please, and take care of Alex? As much as I'd like to trust Audrey, I had to make sure she wouldn't turn against me. Cassidy had to authorize any major changes or security checks to make sure Audrey is keeping on the right track. Thinking of it, it may have not been the best idea to only have one person authorized to do all this. Well, it's done now, so you better get going before they kill her. Wunderbar. Getting this machine repaired is in everybody's best interest. Now, the note left behind mentions something about an old abandoned mine. I remember there was only one within the park. Nearly purchased it at one point for some... actually, that's not important. Try and blend in as one of the cultists. I fear they may harm Cassidy if they spot an intruder. Find where they're keeping her and get rid of Alex. I expect you to do a better job than the last person I sent to deal with her. We can't say for certain, but the gun I hired never returned, so it's possible she survived. And let's say that joining a cult isn't outside the realm of possibilities when it came to her eccentricities. But even if it isn't the same Alex, whoever has kidnapped my wife deserves to die. Preferably, yes. But I guess you're right. It's only led to more chaos, hasn't it? I guess you could try and talk some reason into her. I do have this book. You could use it as a peace offering from me. I took it off Audrey. It appears to have been a gift from Alex. I thought it best to remove anything that might rouse up sentimental feelings. You know the sorts. Silly young romances. Anyway, I think this could be enough to persuade her and invite her into this family. Yes. If that's the price I have to pay to get Cassidy back alive, then I guess I will come to terms with Alex being in our lives. Well, no. Maybe Audrey has a point with that whole happiness thing. And maybe you have a point about that whole violence thing. Anyway, can we focus on getting my wife back safely? Knew I could count on you. Now you better get going. I will deal with Audrey. Meet me back in the atrium when it's safe to get my dear Cassie. I will send out some people to transport her back safely once you've completed your mission.